Hey guys, how's it going? This video is going to be quite different from the ones that I normally make, and that's because I wanted to do something special for you guys. Bring over all of my past experiences into one video to make the or documentary or movie, whatever you guys want to call it. But this is going to be something that's taken me quite a while to make because of all the editing that I had to do, and I really hope you guys enjoy it, and let's just get started. Excuse me, again. I don't know the scientific name for it, and I have tried to look it up, have not been successful. Let me see if I can get this camera a little bit better. There we go. Let me get these guys to come down. This guy right here, he was acting very aggressive toward my other peacocks, and not the demasonize, but I tried putting them in a timeout, I've tried changing the tank, I've tried changing everything. Now, nothing worked until I put him in the 75 gallon. I don't know if it's because it's more room or anything, but I tried absolutely everything to my knowledge, and it still wasn't working. Hey there, viewers. Now that we're back up, I wanted to discuss to you today about a couple new pieces of equipment that I got. Running in my fish tank over here, I got a new filter. I got a new setup for a small turtle. It's a water turtle. Um, Let me see what else. I did get a new fish, but I wasn't able to post a video on that because I needed approval from corporate. So, how would I start? Let me see here. Sorry about that, folks. I had to think about that for just a second. But let's start off with um, the new piece of equipment. I don't know if you can see it. It's in the far right corner on the top. This right here is a circulation pump. What it does is, well, it can do a bunch of things, I guess. Like, it can aerate the water. It can add oxygen to the water if you set it up a certain way, which I don't have it set it up that way. But right now, I'm just mainly using it for aerating the water. And then when we come over here, sorry about the cords and whatnot, but this is an API Philstar XP3. It is suitable for a 150 gallon tank, which I'm running it right now on my excuse me, I'm running it on my 75 gallon. And turns out I did a little bit more research on my Fluval 306, and it was only compatible for up to 70 gallons. As we come over here, this is the new setup that I got for my turtle. I don't know if you can see him right now. He is in the bottom, not all the way in the left-hand corner, but he's in between two rocks. He seems to be doing fine. I put a couple pieces of driftwood to balance out the water level and add good tannins to the water. And I did not boil the whatchamacallit, excuse me, I lost my train of thought. I didn't boil the driftwood because it had beneficial bacteria and all tannins and whatnot. But let me show you a little bit of a feeding. Let me get his food real quick. I'll just drop one in there for him now. I don't like to feed him too often, but hopefully he'll come out. It doesn't seem like it though. Oh wait, he's looking right at the food. Yep, There he goes. And the water is really, really clear. There he is eating his food. But let's get back to the tank. Oh, let me turn the light on so you can see a bit better. Alright, so the new piece of equipment I got in this tank, like I said, I'm using it for aeration, but mainly, overall, it's just a good piece of equipment. It's a Vortec propeller pump. I actually got two of them for a good price, which I'm not going to talk too much about, but I actually have the box right here. I like to keep all my stuff together, but this is what it looks like. Then I have an extra one in here, but it makes like kind of a loud noise, so I'm not using that one. This one makes barely any noise, which I like. But anyways, so let's talk about when I went to go get my new fish. I went to PetSmart, and basically I asked if I could film because I was making a YouTube channel and I'd like to get some footage of that, but unfortunately they told me I couldn't because I needed approval from corporate. So that was kind of a bummer. But if you guys haven't already seen, excuse me, my new fish, it's a peacock. I haven't figured out a name for him yet, but I do love the color, and let me show you guys a little bit more. Alright, taking a little bit of footage of my tank, but let's see if I can't get him up here. It's that guy right there. Oh, scared him away. Come here, buddy. Let me see if I can't. There we go. That's my new peacock. All the fish are doing alright. Looking healthy, looking happy. Now my propeller pump, ooh, there's a little bit of a glare on the camera. Let me see if I can't fix that. There we go. Okay, so on my propeller pump, it turns up very, very high, and even for a 75 gallon, it turns over. Let me actually read the box so I don't give you false information. The MP10 is ideally suited for nano reef aquariums and offers flow rates from 200 to 1,575 gallons per hour. Now, that produces a lot of aeration in my tank, and right now I have it on a setting to where every half second it turns on and off, and I have it on a high mode so it adds oxygen into the water. There's that glare. I'm sorry for the glare, guys. It keeps fading in and out. But there's my old tank boss. And it seems like the pink one over here is kind of turning into the tank boss, but I'm going to have to keep a close eye on that one. I haven't moved around any of the rock or substrate or anything ever since I set it up, because by far this is one of the best designs I've done. because, like I said in my last video, I had a whole lot of flagstone in here. Or not in this one, but my old 55 gallon, I had a lot of flagstone. And basically what happened was, if you didn't watch my last video, go check that out. I'll explain it a little more in that one. But um, in my 55 gallon, when I took out all the flagstone, literally like took out everything, it drained more than half of the water. And so that wasn't too good. If I took all these rocks out of here, it'd probably drain like 25%, maybe a little bit less. Because the biggest rock I have in there is all the way to the left in the back corner. Now, another thing, I did take out my bubblers because I do have my propeller pump. But the thing I like about it is that there's different modes on there. Sorry for the glare. There's different modes on the propeller pump, and let me actually show you guys what I'm talking about. If I can bring it over, no I can't. I'm gonna have to do it from right here. But anyways, I'm gonna switch the modes real quick. So that's constant, and that adds a lot of aeration, but it also it's like I've never seen like too much water flow in a tank to where I have to tell someone, oh well, that you have to turn that down or whatnot. But I don't want to make the fish restless, so what I'll do when I have it on this high setting is leave it on the high setting for like 5 minutes and then turn it down. And what that actually does when I turn it down is releases a lot of oxygen into the water, because I can see little tiny bubbles floating, and when they pop at the surface, it releases excuse me, it releases carbon, or not carbon, it releases CO2. So this mode, it really doesn't do much. Let me see. That's the mode I already had it on. So that's why I say like it's a little too high sometimes, because it actually blows excessive oxygen. Let me trying to find a certain mode right here. Okay, I'm gonna have to read the manual a little bit more, because when I got it, I didn't. So it might as well have been brand new, but how would I explain it? I bought it from someone that had a lot of saltwater equipment, and that's what the Philstar, my new filter, was used on. And the person cleaned it out really good and whatnot, but I decided to go the extra mile and clean it out myself. Now, I did put all my beneficial bacteria and whatnot into the filter. And all these guys seem to be doing fine. They're healthy. Their color's still bright. I've been feeding them. I've been feeding the peacock cichlid pellets. The smaller guys try to get to them, but excuse me. The smaller guys try to get to them, but they just nibble at it. They still can't really eat it. So, what I was told that basically if I feed my cichlids super color and color, that the yellow ones would actually turn orange. Now, I've been experimenting with that a little bit, and they still seem to be yellow. I like my yellow labs and my bumblebees, but the main one that I like out of all the yellow ones I have in here is my Haprocomus from Lake Tanganyika, and I can't wait till he gets bigger. He's right by the pink one right now, and that is a pretty cool fish. He stands out from all the rest of them. But anyways, like I said, I'm feeding them cichlid pellets and been experimenting with it a little bit. Now it has added a bit more color to my I forget the name. I don't know the scientific name for him. He's a red belly. Oh, there's the glare. He's down by the rock in the right hand corner. He looks almost black. I gotta do more research on the name though. But anyways, he has gotten a little bit more color. His yellow and red is starting to stand out more. And it turns out that he is a male. I thought when I first got him that it would be a female, but my other Haprocomus that I have in here is a female. Excuse me again. So let me wrap this up by doing a quick water change and the feeding, and I'll put some music on for you guys and whatnot. But like, subscribe, comment, put down in the comment excuse me, put down in the comments below that if there's a subject that you want me to talk about or anything like that. I'll be more than happy to. But enjoy the rest of this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. I have a couple things to talk about with you guys today. Just stay tuned and check it out. Okay guys, now that we're back, sorry if there is a loud echo. This room is kind of empty. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys a view of my 75-gallon cichlid tank. Everyone is doing good, and if you haven't noticed already, I have got 3 more fish. 2 of them I'm pretty sure you can notice, but let's get a closer look. Alright, so there's my OB peacocks. And let me move the camera a little bit closer. Sorry for the glare, guys. Let me see if I can't fix that. Let's see. There we go. The guy to your far right, he is basically a mutt. He's a mixture of Heproconus and a peacock. Now, I got him specially ordered. There's another one in here, but he's hiding right now. I also got a jewel cichlid, but he's moving pretty fast around the tank, so it's kind of hard to see where he's at. But let me try to show you guys real quick. Okay, so he's in the bottom right there, right by that rock. It's a beautiful fish. This is the first jewel cichlid I ever had. He's doing very well with the other cichlids. And honestly, after I changed up my aquarium, the aggression level went down dramatically. If you can't tell, let me get a closer look for you guys so you can see what I have in here. Alright folks, now that we're back, sorry if there's a little bit of glare and don't mind the bubbles, but let's see if one of these guys come into the plane of sight for a second. Come on little buddies. Sorry if the camera's a little rocky, I'm holding it with my hand. I put 10 of these guys in there. Some of them should. Oh, there they are. These guys are ghost shrimp. I do like the light. Let's see, what else? I did not boil the driftwood because it has beneficial bacteria on it already. And boiling obviously kills anything, but it also has tannins that help with the nitrates and ammonias and whatnot. But I am not running a filter on these guys 24/7 because I need a sponge filter, which I will get eventually. But in the meanwhile, as we come over here, it's to the far right of my cichlid tank. This is my turtle setup, and he's basically happy, he's thriving. I do let him under the sun for a few hours, which is nice for him because they like to bask in the sun. But I don't think in my last video I had this setup. I don't know, I'm gonna have to check that out. But anyways, let's go over to the beta tank, which is right here. The beta's doing good. Now, I have a very small light on him right now because I don't actually have a spare light for him. And that light that you saw in the last video, I was using that for the beta tank, but it's originally for my turtle tank. But anyways, the beta tank is still looking good. I'm about to run a filter on it for 24 hours starting tomorrow, and I basically wanted to do a fish room. Now let me talk to you guys about that. I wanted to do a fish room because, well, I wanted all my tanks in one room, but like, how would I explain this? I needed more space in the living room basically, so it took me about 5-6 hours, give or take, to take everything out. And the process was quite easy because I've rearranged tanks, I've done all kinds of stuff for over a year now, and I've done it a whole lot in that year. But let me take you guys through the process. Okay, so during this process, I had one 50-gallon tub and I had two 15-gallon tubs. What I did was filled up the 15-gallon halfway, well, one of the 15 gallons halfway, and then I put all my cichlids in there. After that, I filled up my, sorry about the glare guys, let me fix that. Right about now. Okay, so I filled up the second 15-gallon tub almost all the way, and after that, obviously, I filled up my 50-gallon tub, and while I was doing that, I had 3 extra heaters that I wasn't using, plus the one that's already in my tank. And so, excuse me, I wanted to make sure that water was still warm for the fish by the time I put them all back in there. But it took me about, I'd say, a good 10 minutes to catch all these fish, because as of right now, I have 23 fish in here. And that doesn't look like it because it's such a big tank, but I am going to slowly stock it. But let's get back on the subject. So after I put all the fish into my 15-gallon, the one that was halfway full, while I was filling up the 50-gallon tub, I took all the rock, everything, all the decor except the substrate. I kept the substrate in there because it would have been a pain to put it all back in and whatnot, but anyways, I put all the rock in the 50-gallon, which pretty much raised it almost all the way. And after that, I started cleaning out my spare room, which this is the one you're seeing right now. I took apart my bed that was in here. I took all my unnecessary things that I needed in here, and I stored them away in my garage so I could make this fish room. Now, I will be able to show you guys the feeding, but that's about it. Now, oh, there's a good view of my jewel cichlid, and it has to glare up as soon as he goes in the shot, but anyways.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, can you feel it coming in the air tonight? Oh Lord, oh Lord. Well, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand. I've seen your face before, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am. Well, I was there saw what you did. I saw it with my own two eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. I know where you've been. It's all been a pack of lies. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, oh Lord. Well, I remember to wait. How could I ever forget? It's the first time, the last time we ever met. But I know the reason why you keep your silence up. No, you don't fool me. The hurt doesn't show, but the pain still grows. It's no stranger to you or me. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, oh Lord, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, and I've been waiting for this moment for all my life.
Okay, before I show you absolutely anything, I wanted to show you guys my cichlids and show you that they're going alright, and give you guys a quick little break before I get into a... It's not going to be a long video, but it's going to be, I guess, one of my normal ones, but enjoy the short break. Okay guys, what you're looking at right behind me is a new tank that I set up, and I'll explain why I changed it since my last video. But let's get a closer look at this. Okay, let me fix the camera real quick. There we go. Okay, this is my 55 gallon that I was gonna originally put in a Boona colony in, but all kinds of things happened. The tank didn't cycle properly. I've lost 4 fish through the process, so I did not want to lose any more of my cichlids. But, excuse me, let's get into what exactly I have in this tank. Alrighty, so I got some neon tetras. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold here, sorry about that. But I have some neon tetras in here. I have some rasbora hets in here. I have a few giant Danios, and I have some lamp tetras or red-eye tetras, whatever you guys would like to call them. But this piece of Malaysian driftwood I have in here is a really awesome piece of driftwood. I got it for a good price over at Clark's Pet Emporium, and as well as all of my other fish. Now they've been doing good. And another thing is, I also got some live plants. Now let me see if I can move this around a little bit. But what I have in here are some basic Amazon swords, some mini dwarf grasses. I have some Anubis nanas. I have Anubias, sorry. And I also have a few artificial plants in here. Now I'm not done stocking a tank with live aquatics. What I'm going to be doing is adding some cardinal tetras when I'm able to get some, as well as hopefully some more driftwood, and as well as a few more giant Danios, and the main thing I'm going to add in here are some angels. So considering this is a 55 gallon, I'm going to be adding around 3 to 4 max. Now I'm going to buy them around, let's say, the size of a golf ball, and I'll probably have those. What I want to do is have a breeding group, but again, the temperature isn't high enough for the angels to breed, but it's safe for my neons and all my other fish. But again, I just like the whole setup that I did. It took me quite a while to get everyone going and this tank going and for it to cycle. Now, let me tell you another thing that happened. My Faluval 306 went out, and well, I wasn't too happy about that. I've had it for almost a year now, and I guess the motor went out. Now, it didn't happen because I was doing a water change or anything like that, but I don't know, the motor just wasn't working right. And so I had to put a few hang on the back filters. Now the hang on the back filters, they can support a 40 gallon tank, both of them. So it's doing 80 gallons an hour, and I'm happy with that for now until I can get another canister filter, which I'm probably going to be going for a Faluval FX4. We'll see about that though. But there's another thing I wanted to show you guys, and this is really big, considering that I'm going to have a lot of fish and I'm going to start breeding and have a whole lot more space used up. Now I'll show you what I'm talking about, and this is the big one right here, which I'm really excited about. Okay, so this is a 10 gallon tank that I set up, and I am cycling it right now with some rosy red, what do you call those? Rosy red minnows, and they were only like 16 cents a piece, so I went out and got 10 of those. And I know you guys don't see them all right now, but I'll get to that. Now this is a brand new tank. I put some biological filtration in the filter that I'm running it on with beneficial bacteria from the tank that I was using from my canister filter, and they seem to be doing alright. They're thriving, they're happy. But let's get to my other tank. I changed up my turtle's habitat a little bit. I put a plant in there, I put a cave in there for him, I put a little, what, I don't want to call it a mountain, but like, I stacked rock so he could stand on it and whatnot, but he's gotten like a 1/4 inch bigger. He hasn't gotten that much bigger, but I just wanted to show you guys that. And let's get on to the next one. Okay, so I have some rosy red minnows in here as well. And this is a 5-gallon tank that I'm going to be doing something with. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'll figure that out a little bit down the road. And as soon as I'm done showing you all the tanks, I will show you the whole entire room, what it looks like, and I will show you the fish wall that I have, which I'm really excited about again. But let's get on to the next tank. Now here's my beta. I moved him to another tank and he seems to be doing just fine in there. So I know it's a bit smaller tank, but I will probably put him in with a community as soon as I can. But let me show you my other tank. Okay, this is the glass one that I had my beta in. Now I'm going to be putting this one as a breeder tank for smaller fish, such as like if I want to breed neon tetras, or if I wanted to breed angels, or let's see here, neon tetras, angels, just basically any fish that I would want to keep, including African cichlids. Now, fully grown, I'm not going to put them in this tank, but I'm going to be doing some research online to see if I can find any guaranteed breeders, so I will be able to breed and learn how to strip female eggs. Now I'll get into that subject in another video about breeding African cichlids and stripping the eggs and whatnot, but let me go ahead and show you the rest of the room. Okay, I wasn't able to fit it all into the camera, but let me actually move it around a little bit so I can show you guys. Here's my African cichlid tank, and my fish wall, as long as my 55-gallon. Now I'm going to be doing an Amazon setup in my 55-gallon. I have kept other fish in the past, but I wasn't quite as passionate about keeping, like, for say, my community tanks with the mollies, the guppies, neon tetras. Although neon tetras are pretty much my second favorite fish in this hobby, but I also did have a koi pond as well. I actually moved it, put it in, and I moved it twice. And it didn't really work out because of the locations that it was in. So I'm happy with these guys right here. And let's just get on with the rest of this video. Okay, so here's my 75-gallon African Cichlid Lake Malawi setup. Excuse me. I took out some of the darker colored rocks and I put in some lighter colors to contrast, and it looks nice. Excuse me. Also, I am housing a black convict, pretty cool guy, but he's pretty shy. Let me see if I can go around. He's a pretty cool guy, but I just don't really like South Central American cichlids or new American cichlids or anything like that. So I am just housing him right now. I can't clear my throat today. I'm housing him right now so I can allow my friend to get another tank for him because he was having some problems and he wanted to change up the discus. So here's my African cichlids. Now you can see some of them aren't in here. I got my red zebras, my OB peacocks, my Kenyai, my Demasoni, and my Socolify. And I have a jewel in there too. But I'll show you guys why some of them aren't in there. Okay, so this is a tank that I've really wanted to do. So this is going to be my Lake Tanganyika setup from Africa. I got some shells in here. Really nice. I like the way the rock work is, as well as the fish that are in there. Now I got my yellow and blue ACI. I got my Altolamprologus compressiceps. I got my predator hap in there, my smaller predator hap. Now I'm looking into getting Altolamprologus multifasciatus because they are shell dwelling fish and they don't get that big. Now this tank right here is a 50-gallon lowboy. I have the 2 filters that was running on my other 55-gallon on this existing tank. And the lighting, I had to put quite a few lights on here because I don't have the highest quality lights. So let me take a step back and show you. I've also made my own lid out of very cheap material. It's a screen and some wood that I picked up at Home Depot. So I got 2 top lights right here, one in the back and one on each side, just so I'm able to light up this tank and show you guys. Now let me give you guys a view of the room. Sorry if actually, this is where my fish wall was. That's where the big stand with the cubbies were. My beta, my 10-gallon, my 5 gallons, and my turtle. Now, this tank right here is gonna be my hospital tank, but I'm housing some fish for my friend right now, so I'm going to hold on to those until next weekend, and hopefully he'll be able to come by and pick up those fish. But after that, I'm going to do a aquascape for Lake Malawi. I'm going to try to mix up Lake Malawi, Lake Tanganyika, because this is going to be my hospital tank for my African cichlids. Now I got my medications over here, as long as some aquarium salt. And over here is my neon tetra tank. This is a new tank I'm pretty sure you guys haven't seen yet, but I got a Whisper 20 through 40, and this is a 29-gallon tank, so it's pretty good filtration, and I like the plants on here. It took me a while to aquascape that, but it's just really cool how this is set up. There's some of my rasboras, but mostly my neon tetras. And where's my beta at? I put my beta in here as well. I don't know if I'll be able to find him, but oh, he's right at the top right here. So my beta has a better home and a place where you can actually explore. So that is going to be the update on my fish room. Oh yeah, and another thing, my turtle will be right here. There's Mr. Houdini. Alright, so I like the rock work on everything, the aquascape on the 29-gallon, and this so far is my favorite tank. I've always wanted to do a Lake Tanganyika setup, but I never really had the knowledge and the material to do that. So I like how the rock contrast is very nice. The shells come in handy for breeding, when my fish do get to breed, whenever that is, but the water parameters have to be right. Now I did lose quite a few fish in this process because I was still a little uneducated about the different diseases that these fish can get, and also I didn't really put in enough time to keep up with my water changes and the maintenance on the tank. So a lot of different things just didn't go right in this process, but I got everything down and everything seems to be okay. The fish that I did lose was a very special fish to me, but I don't know. You live and learn, basically, and I haven't lost a fish in quite a while. I've been keeping up with my water changes, and yeah. Hey there viewers, how's it going? This video is long past due. Now, there's a few things I want to talk about before I get into this. So, I've stopped making my videos for a while, and that's for many reasons, but I'll just keep it short and simple. I've recently lost my employment. I was looking for a new employment, and a lot of crazy things has just been going on in between here and there, so just bear with me, but I got a special treat for you guys today. Okay, so before I show you absolutely anything, I want to talk a little bit. So, I took down all of my existing fish tanks that you have seen in the past videos, and I will show you why. And I'm very happy with the outcome and the results that I got. I'm not going to make any spoilers yet. So, I recently switched over to e-cigarette vaping, and I am 6 days cigarette free. So I got quite a long ways, but hey, progress is pretty good. Anyways, I took down all my existing fish tanks. I've donated my fish. Now my African cichlids I still have. Don't get me wrong on that. I still do have those. But I've lost quite a few in the process. And that's mainly my fault for not doing my job. But I was just going through a lot of stress and a lot of life changes. And barely getting back on my feet now. So there's a lot that has been going on. So we're not here to talk about me. Let's get right into it. Okay. This is a 200-gallon tank. I picked it up from OfferUp. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I got it for $100. There was a crack going across the long side of the tank. So what I did, quick patch. I went to Home Depot. I went and bought a thick piece of plexiglass and some silicone, aquarium safe silicone, and I patched it. I let it sit for a while, filled it up. There was no leaks. It's been running for about, I'd say, 2-3 weeks now. It's doing pretty good. Most of my African cichlids I still have. There are quite a few I lost, like I said, in the process of all the things that were going on. But let me give you guys a little bit more better detail. So you can see it's pretty massive. I don't know if it looks that big on camera, but it's pretty big. It's at least 2 feet longer and about a half a foot wider and about almost a foot higher than my 75-gallon. So I've gotten quite a few new fish since everything happened, and I'll be able to point them out right now. First, let's get a look at this rock work. It is pretty nice. I did all the design on my own. Now I wanted to go all the way back to my roots of when I first got African cichlids. I wanted to use flagstone. I do have quite a few other rocks that I've been using for my old existing tank in my 75-gallon. Just so I can add a little bit more beneficial bacteria. All the substrate that you see in here is from my 75-gallon. Okay, so let's see if we can't get a couple of these guys. There's my frontosa right over there. Doing very well. Now the other one is going to be right there. Now they've grown quite a bit. I'd say maybe half an inch since I've gotten them, and they are much happier than they were in that 50-gallon low boy. But I do like the rock work. Everyone seems to be getting along. There's Junior right there. Oops. Doing just fine. He's growing about a quarter inch. About maybe a little over an inch right now. But all the fish are happy and doing just fine. Here's a new one that I've just got. He's a beautiful OB. See that little OB peacock? He's a little shy when it comes to camera. He is, I would say, almost full grown size. that blue shine on him. That's pretty nice. Still have most of my old fish. Now I went and bought it was a beautiful little tiny fish, but it was my mistake for putting it in here to think that he would survive. I think one of the bigger fish even. That really ain't a surprise though. He was the boy's eye, but he was pure black and he had white spots all over him. Sorry about the squeaking, that's my tripod. I need to oil it or something. I put him in here and he survived for about 3 days before he disappeared. I could not find him anywhere, and he would like to hide in the tiniest little crevices and everything. I moved around all the rock and everything I could. I couldn't find him. Now, another weird thing, I put 3 blue ACI in here and they disappeared. Now, I didn't notice it because I had so many fish in here, but that whole species just poof, disappeared. I think it's one of the big guys. I'll find out sooner or later. But there's another fish I want you guys to see. He's just like my electric blue Obi. This guy is pretty massive. Like, look how big he is. That's the biggest peacock I've ever had so far. He ain't fully grown, but he's pretty close. I'd say he's about maybe 3-4 inches. I got a special treat for you. I am heading over to my local fish store and I'm going to pick up some African cichlids for my 200-gallon tank that you've seen in my last video. Now, the aggression level has spiked ever since I've set up that tank. Now, I just wanted to add a few more fish and make it look a bit nicer than it does right now. So, I'm heading over to PetSmart. Yes, I know PetSmart. From there, I'll try to show you guys a little bit of what I'm going to get, but we'll just see what happens with that, because some stores do not allow you to videotape, so I'm going to have to sneak it. Okay guys, I am right outside PetSmart. I am about to go inside and check out whatever they have. Hopefully they have something good, because the things that I do like about these stores is you never know what they're gonna have, so it's pretty much like gambling. But hold on real quick. Okay, so we're gonna go inside and we are going to check and see. Let's do it. Okay guys, like I said, gotta be very, very discreet, so I probably won't be able to say much or show you close-ups or anything, but give you a general idea. Okay guys, unfortunately there was too many employees around the fish area, but I was able to get something very, very good for very cheap. It is a Aqueon aquarium water changer. It's a 25 foot. And let me switch the camera around for you. So, and they had it, the original price was $59.99, but they had it reduced to clearance. So all I paid for $23.16. So they didn't really have any other nice looking African cichlids, let alone that many at all. All I seen was 5 peacocks and maybe 3 living stone eye. And I guess people have been clearing African cichlids out of that store, so we're gonna head over to a different area and go check out. So stay tuned. guys just showed up with another one. Now, let's go inside and see what we can find. Do you know much about African cichlids, or?
A little bit. What do you want to know?
Well, for a 200-gallon tank, what would you stock it to the max?
Usually you want to do like every inch of fish, we say is equivalent to like 1 gallon. So these guys can get about 6 inches big. You just kind of want to break that up into, you know, however many fish that is that you want. So, do you have, what was it, 300 gallons you said? Or
200.
200 gallons? 200, 6. Looking about 33 of them.
33? Okay.
And that's a little, you know, even then you can kind of, that's a lot, but.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the fish that I have in my tank are still, they have quite a ways to go.
Yeah. Which one's the good?
4 of these, 2 of these. So I'm getting 4 peacocks, and then I'm gonna get 2 of the blue kenyais right there. Pretty decent size.
Let me get my other cart too, because it needs a lot of space. That'd be good. Do you want them all in one bag, or you're kind of separating?
How big of a bag do you have? That big?
Yeah, that'll be the large. Or we could break them into like 3 smaller, medium-sized ones.
Yeah, that'd be all right. I miss my koi fish.
You used to have a koi pond?
Yes, I built it myself.
Oh, no way?
Yeah. But the location it was in wasn't suitable for a pond. All the leaves kept falling in it, and string algae, and very hard to maintain.
Absolutely.
When I move to a better area, hopefully I can.
Do another one?
Yeah.
How long have you been keeping fish for?
About 2 years now.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it's been about 8 months for African cichlids.
Oh, awesome.
Do you watch YouTube much, or?
Yeah, actually I do a lot. I'm a big reptile guy, so I like to watch a bunch of like reptile stuff.
I've done almost all my research and everything from this guy's YouTube channel is called KG Tropicals.
Yeah.
Have you heard of him, or?
I have not.
He is exclusively with African cichlids.
How long have you been doing YouTube for?
I'd say about 8 months.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
These guys are fun to catch.
They are. Well, you know what? We've got like eels here that we'll sell. And those guys are probably the hardest fish I've ever had to catch in my life.
The dinosaur birches, or actual eels?
Yeah, they're the actual eels.
Oh, wow.
But we do have the dinosaurs too, and those guys are not fun.
I actually remember this was my very first tank that I bought.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Everything that I went and got today was under 80 bucks. A little bit under 80 bucks. Got my Aqueon 25 foot. It's backwards right now, but 25 foot water changer. Connects right to your sink. I know a little bit about those, so I'm going to have to read the instructions just so I get a better idea. And then I got some Omega-1 frozen cichlid formula like I showed you guys. And then a small bottle of prime. Just to last me a little bit. Okay, let me take a couple of vapes, check on my fish, see how everyone's acting, and then we'll get right back to it. Yeah, they're not breathing heavily or anything like that, but they are sticking close together. When I first put them in, the frontosas were kind of curious because they probably thought they were their own kind until recognized, but excuse me. Oh, let me go grab one thing real quick. Okay, so I still got some black aquarium sand that I'm going to use for my hospital tank, and since it's going to be a hospital tank, you know, it doesn't have to be really fancy. It's just a holding tank for whatever you're going to be using. You can even use it for a quarantine tank. I'm going to be putting this decoration in there, right in the center, so they have a place to go or somewhere to hide behind in case they get stressed. And then I'll turn a light on, or I'll put a light on it, and if I want to turn it on and monitor or whatever, I'm just going to have this tank running and sitting just in case anything happens to any of these fish in this tank. Now, by the time I'm done setting up my hospital tank, and this was the 20-gallon long that you've seen in my previous videos, I got to clean it out and scrub it down. Now, I'm not going to use any cleaning products because that would be kind of dumb, but I'm going to scrub it out, make sure there's no water lines, no calcium stains or anything like that, as well as my filters. And then I'll put sand in there. Now, what I like to do to make the water almost not cloudy, but it's still going to be cloudy, because a long time ago I rinsed out the sand, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be cloudy when I put the water in there and everything, but what I like to do is put a bag over the sand and then fill the water over the bag so it doesn't stir up the sand and all the dust flies around and everything. So, after I'm done cleaning this tank and all my equipment for it, I'll get right back to you. Okay, now that I have gotten my 20-gallon tank set up, it is time to release these fish into their new home. Now the bag should be way more time than that. I can't even talk right now. They should have way more time. Can't even talk. Okay. They should have had enough time to acclimate. So, kind of introduce them before I introduce them with a whole lot of others. Alright. Let me give you guys a close up. Alright, so there they are. They're pretty good size. Compared to my hand, they're pretty good size. They look very curious. So, I don't like introducing water from a different aquarium into a new aquarium, my established aquarium, because you don't know what they can carry. So I'm going to go ahead and scoop them out, preferably one by one, and introduce them. So let's go ahead and do that. Get my trusty net, and we will be off. I'm going to get one of you guys at a time. Now it's not too good to keep a fish out of water for any period of time because they can carry stress with them for months. You'd be surprised. So I like to do it nice and quick and easy. In and out. Alright. So, I'm going to give them a couple minutes and let's see how they react. Alrighty, so they are all in there, and actually my bigger yellow one came out since I put more in there, which is he's probably trying to establish his territory, but as you can see, they're kind of running around chasing each other down there. Let me give you guys a closer look. Alright, so they're in there. There's my Kenyai swimming around there. That one's beautiful right there. There's the other new one I just got. Just being curious. There's Mr. Mufasa. But yeah, the tank looks like has a lot more activity in there. definitely got that other one come out. The jewel has his cave back. Let me get that water spots out of the way. They all seem to be happy, thriving. No heavy breathing or anything whatsoever. Normal swimming, normal behaviors. Okay guys, so all of them are in here. I'm gonna try to get them all to eat. I'll show you feeding just right now. My aggression level spiked and I found one of my electric blue Johannes getting torn up, and he didn't make it. So that's another reason why I set up a spare tank. And it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And I just had to learn the hard way. So thank you guys and enjoy this short break. Hey there viewers, how's it going? I just took a trip down to Santa Ana Star Casino to try my luck, and turns out I doubled what I walked in with. So I am going to, as of right now I'm in Rio Rancho. It's a completely different city from where I live. But anyways, I'm going to go check out this PetSmart over here and see what they have, because I have not actually been over to this PetSmart because it's in a different city. So let's see what they got inside. Stay tuned. So what I was thinking, maybe tomorrow, if I have the time, I can go see about going down to my old koi fish place. It's called Just Sprinklers. They carry all kinds of aquatic plants for a pond and just the basic stuff that anyone would be looking for a pond. But I'll ask the owner there, because it's a locally owned store, if I'm able to go ahead and do an interview. Also shoot around the store. I don't know, we'll just see what happens on that. But anyways, I'm trying to get as much fish as I possibly can to stock that tank, while I do still have the money, so I won't have to worry about it later on. Now, I've already got my equipment, everything I pretty much need to hold me down for a little while. But looks like I am going to be here, or at the PetSmart here in about a couple minutes, so stay tuned. Okay guys, let's go check it out for the second time. Okay guys, I'm just going to turn around and walk right over here, because they don't quite got what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go to a different location down here. Okay guys, so yeah, I didn't even want to videotape anything. The tanks look like crap, and they had, I can give them that they had quite a few yellow labs and electric blue Johannes, but that was pretty much it. Maybe one peacock, and looking for something else. Alright, so it was pretty busy in there. I wasn't able to record anything inside the store, but I went and picked up 4 more peacocks. I got 2 Jacobs, and then I don't know the scientific name for the other 2, but they are very beautiful fish, and you guys will get to see them in the tank pretty soon. It's been a pretty good day today, and I can't wait until I introduce these fish, which I will get on video. Kind of the same as last night, but not as in depth as it was. Now, for my next video, I'm not going to be making another video here for a little bit, because, well, if tomorrow I can get the owners to agree with me going down there and interviewing them, I can make a video then. But until then, I'm just going to be making sure that all my fish are healthy, taking care of everything, and doing my maintenance, and making sure my other fish is alright. Now, it's probably going to be 3 to 7 days, somewhere in between there, before I make another video. Unless tomorrow what happens is going to happen. But I was thinking about taking a trip to my local aquarium and getting some good footage for you guys, so I'm able to post that and share with you my aquarium. And you know, they have everything there, but I just wish they had African cichlids. That would be very nice. And then maybe one of these days stop over at the zoo and get some footage of that as well. But I'm going to let these fish acclimate And as soon as they're ready to be put into the tank, I will shoot some footage of that. So, enjoy this short break. Alright, so took about 10 minutes from where I live to get here, but I wanted to show you guys the solar panels. They're pretty massive. It's pretty cool how they put solar panels all along the roofs. Now that's probably going to be like 50, I'd say about 50 feet. And there's 2 rows of them. So, enough of that. Let's get inside the aquarium. There is a koi pond with a couple of koi fish. Okay, after all that, after the whole entire video, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate your viewing and support. And I also told you at the end of this video that I would have something special for you guys. So let's get to it. Alrighty, so there is my tank. And I was in the process of doing a water change on it, but I just wanted to show you guys any further before I do add water to it, and it makes the water kind of cloudy. But they have grown quite a bit, especially my frontosa. This guy is starting to develop his hump on his head. And this one is got a little bit more growing to do before he starts the growing the hump on his head. But I might think that this one right here is a female and that one is a male. But only time will tell. And then let me see here. They dug out my plants that I put in there. I did that so that would also help with the nitrates. But anyways, you can find my most recent videos on this channel before I post this one. And that'll give you kind of a more in-depth look at what exactly I have in here. And I also did change up the rockscape, because a few days ago, excuse me, I needed to burp. A few days ago, I actually went and gravel vacked the gravel and did a water change, and I'll show you guys why exactly I'm doing another water change after I did one a couple days ago. Alright, so we got this tank right over here. And if you can't already see what's in here, there are little tiny baby African cichlids, if I can focus it. Those are little tiny babies, and I got a whole lot of them. Like a lot. And I'll show you who the mother is. Now the mother is going to be, if I can find her, right there. It's a little too bright. Come down, come down. See if I can get her. Yeah, there she is. She was holding, I'd say, about 60 to 80 babies. And I did get all the babies out of her mouth, and I put her back in the tank. Now what I did was over here, I still haven't taken it down yet, but I isolated her into this tank for a little while, and I wanted to make sure if she had eggs or babies. And I did also make a DIY egg tumbler, if I can't get it. Ooh. And right here, DIY egg tumbler, just in case I do get any more African cichlids to spawn, which I am kind of expecting it here real soon, because I do see a little part that's dug out. But anyways, I've been waiting on these babies for a very long time, and I'll update with the progress on them. And I have them in a 5-gallon grow-out tank right now, because that's what I had sprung to when I first saw a baby in the actual community tank. So as they grow, I will upgrade the tank because I do have quite a few tanks. And again, thank you guys for watching this long video, and I hope to show you guys the progress on my baby fish, also my African cichlids that I already had, and just stay safe during this COVID-19 pandemic, and I'll catch you in the next video.